What's going on, guys? Bart here with Tully Television, and today we're going to be getting into Bart's Boob Tube Pick. All right, the first ones that we did was Punky Brewster and Grounded for Life, both great shows. And if you're unfamiliar with the category here, it's much like our Retro Blast for movies. The show has to be 10 years or older and have some sort of cultural impact or following. But before I release what we're going to be talking about today, as far as Bart's Boob Tube pick, I want to thank everyone for stopping by, liking, commenting, sharing, hitting all on that bell notification when you subscribe so you never miss an episode of Tully Television. I also will um, want to have you check out other videos, and while you're here, you might find something that will entertain you. And I hope that today is the day I earn that subscription if I've yet to earn that, so to speak. But today's boob boob tube pick is the Golden Girls. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the Golden Girls, you're gonna get a quick lesson today. Um, Basically, surrounds four older women in their day-to-day life while they're facing various things like love, death, lovers, ex-lovers, uh, all types of things. Um, Betty White was Rose. B. Arthur was Dorothy. Estelle Getty was Sophia, and Rue McCallaghan was Blanche. Now, couple little fun facts before we go on with anything else. Estelle Getty played Sophia, the oldest character on the show, but in reality, she was the youngest actress. Betty White was the oldest actress, but played the youngest character. Uh, Blanche Devereaux kind of was a promiscuous older lady. Sophia was the mother to Dorothy. She was an Italian immigrant, and whenever she would teach her life lessons, she would be like, "Picture Sicily, 1920," and then go on with the lesson that would relate to the moral of the story that week. Um, we also got Stan, Dorothy's ex-husband, in and out on occasion. Uh, rekindling their friendship, not rekindling their romance, I mean. And every week, the ladies would sit around in the kitchen and eat cheesecake and talk about their problems. Rose, Betty White's character, would always talk about St. Olaf, some small Minnesotan town the character came from, and she would speak Swedish and stuff. But in reality, she didn't know how to speak that, so she would just speak gibberish to make it sound like the Swedish language. But people in the audience bought it. Let's see. It lasted 180 episodes, 7 seasons. Debuted September 14th, 1985. Had three different spin offs: Golden Palace, Empty Nest, and Nurses. Golden Palace lasted 1 season and lasted 20 episodes. That was a direct spin off where Rose, Blanche, and Sophia decided to open up a hotel and dealt with the everyday adventures and misadventures of that. It's still really beloved to this day. Coming out in 1985, and it's almost 40 years old from the debut, and people still go around watching it, buying the DVD sets, watching it in syndication. I even have a Golden Girls shirt with Sophia with the picture at 1920s Sicily saying on it. I initially came across the show as a child with my grandmother, and um, I fell in love with Betty White all the way back then until her passing away this year. Well, the New Year's Eve last year, 2021, I believe, where she would have made. She was only like 3 weeks away from being 100. She was the last surviving member of the Golden Girls. And another cool little fact about B. Arthur was that she was a transport runner in World War II. She would transport supplies and men back and forth during active battlefields. So I thought that was pretty dope. Um, the B. Arthur and Betty White both were animal lovers, and they bonded over that. But B. Arthur also was a big LGBT um, advocate for her time. Uh, Rue McCallaghan, Betty White, and B. Arthur also worked on shows like Maud from years ago. And B. Arthur wasn't initially going to do it until Betty White and Rue McClanahan decided to switch roles because Betty White was initially going to be the more promiscuous one and Rue was going to be more of the silly one, but they switched it up, and that's what really made B. Arthur want to be involved more. Um, it's a really, it brings back special memories for me. Obviously, bonding over the show with my grandmother, learning that women, and especially older women, can be sexy, uh, smart. You can learn a lot from people who have experienced a lot. And Blanche was my girl, Blanche Devereaux. Ooh la la, man. I had the biggest crush on her growing up. And also had the biggest crush on Betty White. I thought those two ladies were really, even for older ladies, I didn't care. I would have been uh, going to the early bird blue plate special dinner wherever they wanted to go. I would have been trying to join AARP right along with them at 20 something, 30 something years old. Um, yeah, great set, a great cast. The woman who made this show is also the same woman who made Murphy Brown. So it's a woman who knows how to write strong, independent women that don't need no man, but also is vulnerable enough to let love in and give that a go, still even at their advanced age, so to speak. They really hit hard on a lot of things. The AIDS epidemic at the time. One of the ladies happened to get a blood transfusion that may have had the virus in it. So that was great. A good topic to cover for the time. They handled it really well. And there was other things that they handled too: family, love, death. It all, at the end of the day, whether you agreed with their stances or not, it was well written, well acted, and well directed. I'm sure. I mean, and I'm sure there was multiple directors throughout the years, but between the acting and the writing itself, and the experience that these ladies had in acting, it was they would have really had to try hard to make this show bomb, and it didn't bomb. It was one of the highest rated shows they had. Very popular, very beloved still today, and I just wanna uh, bring that show to you if you have yet to come across it. If you're unsure if you want to watch it, this is the definition of squad goals, okay? These are the squads you want by your side, these type of girls, these type of friends. And that's really what the moral of the lesson is, that family doesn't always have to be blood, and you don't always have to get along, but as long as you respect each other and love each other and let the other person know that you're there for them, that's what really matters. And the theme song, hey man, The theme song smacks, my guy, okay? And everything about the show just brings a smile to my face. And there's at least once a week where I'll throw on an episode or clips from the show just to chuckle to myself and feel nostalgic and think about my grandmother once in a while. Not that I need a show to think about my grandmother, but to think about the silliness. And that show helped me look at my grandmother more as a person as opposed to just my grandmother, that was there to feed me snacks and, uh, put on cartoons for me, you know what I mean, and buy me toys. The Golden Girls helped me realize that older people have some of the greatest value to our community, and I hope that you can learn that same lesson watching this show and appreciate it as much as I have. And that's it. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Let me know what you think about the Golden Girls. And until next time, thank you for being a friend. Travel back the road and back again.